Are pickpockets in Italy part of organized crime? How did these people end up in these cities and in these groups? How are they getting trained so they are so good? What do they do with the cash, the phones, and all the other items that they steal? And most important, what are the most successful tactics you can use as a tourist in Italy to keep from being a victim? Hi, I'm Jennifer, and in my travels, I've caught 4 pickpockets, 2 of them in Italy. Other than we all know they're a pain in the ass, I really didn't know much more about pickpockets and how they end up there. So I did some research, and here's what I found. Many pickpockets are part of an organized group or a network. They're not lone amateurs. And there's several ways that they end up in these Italian cities. So let's get into it.
The first question, are pickpockets part of organized crime? Often, yes, especially offenders you see targeting tourist areas. They can often involve well coordinated groups, sometimes using children and vulnerable individuals to target tourists in crowded areas like public transport and train stations. Many pickpocketing operations are controlled by organized transnational networks. For instance, one anti pickpocketing activist in Venice says that she has seen the same pickpockets in Venice that she has seen in other European cities, suggesting a larger multi country network. These networks are typically run by lower level bosses, not the major mafia organizations. They oversee several small groups of thieves, often paying them a daily fee for their takings. This structure allows for an easy, replaceable workforce while shielding the higher level criminals from direct involvement. But not all theft is highly organized. There's a mix of opportunistic lone thieves, loose pairs, and the more structured gangs. The second question, what do they do with the money and other stolen items? The items they steal, like the phones, which are the most popular, wallets, or even high end watches, are sold to fences who then resell them for a profit. These goods may be trafficked internationally to be sold on the black market in other countries. The cash that is stolen is collected by the lower level managers and it's funneled up to the chain of command to the leaders at the top of the criminal networks.
Do these pickpockets ever go to jail? You're going to be really disappointed with the answer. In 2022, Italy passed a law that you have to file an official police report when you're pickpocketed. And if you don't show up as the victim to the trial, they will most likely drop all charges. So no, not a lot of these pickpockets are actually being sentenced to any time or fines when they steal your things. So it's really important that you take the step to keep your stuff safe and protected.
So, how do these people get to these cities and join these groups? Some of these groups travel, as we talked about earlier, between cities and countries. They basically follow the tourist flow. Some research is documenting that people are sometimes trafficked into these groups. They're moved from poorer regions like the Eastern and Southern Europe and forced and recruited into petty criminal activity. Also, local recruitment and family ethnic networks. In some cases, skills and roles are circulated within communities or family networks, kind of an informal, on the job learning and passing those techniques from the older to the younger members. And they concentrate these people where tourists gather, such as Rome, Florence, Venice, and Milan. Let's talk about how these people get trained and become so amazingly skilled. First, it's through repetition and practicing. They practice their manual skills, they rehearse distraction moves, routes, and timing, just like you would with any other activity you do. They also do field practices on crowded trains and markets. That's where they can quickly build their speed and stealthiness, if that's a word. These networks of gangs use specialized roles. They'll have someone who's the distractor, someone who lifts the item, the person that receives it, and the lookout. That division of labor makes the act efficient and fast. And then there's the forced training and exploitation. There's some documentation, as we talked to earlier, that some of the pickpockets are actually victims, sometimes children, who are coerced or trafficked and then forced to steal. Their training is abusive and imposed by their traffickers. So, do you want to hear the six most successful tactics that these pickpocketers use? First is that distraction swarm. This is where someone creates a scene. Maybe they spill coffee, they act like they're fighting with someone, they ask for signatures or directions while someone else is lifting your wallet or your phone. The second one is the bump and dip. So, in a really busy metro, bus, or boarding area, someone will accidentally bump you and another person slips their hand in your bag or your pocket. The third one is the fake petition or even the child beggar act. Oh, those break my heart when I see that. So, the petition. A young woman has a petition they want you to sign. While you're signing it, they will reach under the clipboard and go through your bags and pull out your belongings. Another tactic with the child beggars is to engage you with that child beggar while someone takes your valuables. This one is also often used in really busy places. And then number four, there's the photo trick. Someone offers to take your photo or ask you to take theirs. While you're posed, an accomplice lifts your bag or your phone. They also have an elaborate scam they do on this one. Watch my video on Italian scams to see this. I'll put the link in the description. The fifth one is the scooter snatch and grab. So thieves will be on scooters and they will drive by a sidewalk and snatch handbags or your phone if you're holding it away from you and just speed away. And then another very popular one, especially in Rome, is the restaurant snatching. So, this one, if you put your bag on the ground, on the back of your chair, or even on your table right in front of you, it's fair game. Keep your bag tied to the table or on your body. In the description, I'll link a couple of bags that I think are easily clipped to your table. There's those pickpocket bags that kind of have a strap that you can unhook. Those are the best ones to use. I've even seen restaurants in Rome that offer chains for you to chain your purse to your chair or the table.
If you'd like to know more about the 10 most common scams that happen in Italy that are not pickpocketing, check out my YouTube where I go over the 10 most popular scams and what you can do to avoid them. I'll have the link in the description.
So here's some quick takeaways from all this crazy pickpocketing. The last one I think you're going to find is almost foolproof. First, use the hotel safes wherever possible. Just carry photocopies of your important documents, not the originals when you're out sightseeing. Keep your valuables in the zipped inner pockets or even in a hidden money belt or one of those neck pouches. If you have a bag and you're wearing it, wear it in the front. And when you're in a crowd, keep your hand on it. Don't wear a bag that is going to be hitting you right about hip level. That is the perfect height for someone to put their hand in it and you not notice.
If you're finding this information valuable, please subscribe to my channel and I'll bring you more travel news you can use.
Be extra alert when someone creates a small disturbance around you, or when you're on public transportation or at a major monument where there's a lot of tourists. And here's my best tip. This is how I spot the pickpockets, and I've really been pretty successful for this with this. If I'm somewhere like a tourist monument or a public transportation or train station, and people are looking at the monument or they're waiting for the train to come, most people that are not pickpockets are looking down the track for the train, or they're looking at their phone and doing their own thing. Or if they're at a monument or a historical site, they're looking at the actual thing. The pickpockets are looking at everyone's purses and bags, and they're talking amongst themselves, talking about who is going to be their next victim. If you'll pay attention in those circumstances, you're going to be surprised how many pickpockets you spot out there and you can stay away from. And the most valuable tip is to trust your instincts. When someone is standing too close to you, offers to help you, distracts you, or creates confusion in any way, Move away fast and secure your belongings.
Stay alert, and for the most up-to-date information on travel scams and other warnings you might need to know about places you're visiting, check out the U.S. Embassy website Crime Alerts page. Here's the link, and I'll have it in my description below. This will give you information on not just scams and different things that are happening, but also if there's any health concern outbreaks, any strikes you may need to be aware of, or anything else a tourist traveling to an area might need to know. Ciao for now.